Okay, perfect. All right. Dr. Christine, thank you for joining us, and hello to everyone, and thanks to everyone who will be joining us today. My name is Carissa, and I am the Content and Partnership Manager here at Big Barker. I'm joined with Dr. Christine, the co-founder of Jope Veterinary Grade Dog Supplements, and we're excited to share a little overview about canine arthritis and answer a few of the questions that we received from you guys throughout the week here. I also wanted to thank all of the pet brands that have partner with us to give you guys an awesome giveaway. Jope, of course, Charlie Bear Dog Treats, Link, Barn Dog with Equiderma, Embark, and Jolly Pets. We'll be picking the winner at the end of the live today, so be sure that you guys stick around for that so you can see if it was you. So as you guys know, we've been spreading awareness around canine arthritis this whole week, which is something that has always been a focus for us at Big Barker. Big Barker actually underwent a clinical study at the University of Pennsylvania, where owners of large dogs reported an overall improvement in quality of life and joint function after 28 days. And you guys can find more information on that study at the link in the video. Now, we continue to raise awareness around the joint crisis in dogs, and with the help of veterinarians like Dr. Christine, we're able to help educate dog owners everywhere about this issue and also empower them to take action in their own lives with their own dogs. So Dr. Christine, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and Jope to everyone here and sharing just some insights into canine arthritis and why being aware of this issue is so important.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much, Carissa, for allowing me today to address your community. It's always a pleasure, and I do appreciate everything Big Barker does. I think as a company, the mission is just amazing. It's been a pleasure to work with Big Barker for about a year now. So very happy to be here today. As you said, I'm a veterinarian. I graduated from the vet school in France of Toulouse. I did some rotating externship in the US. So I went to Colorado, Ohio, Louisiana State University, and then also Cornell. I practiced as a vet. And then I've been also working in the pet industry for about 10 years, working very closely with veterinarians. And today I'm the proud co-founder of Jope, which stands for Joy of Pets. And we have right now one main product, which is a joint supplement for dogs. And this is how we came to meet Big Barker, actually. My experience just very quickly with OA is one that's very personal because my childhood dog, Pepsi, suffered from arthritis. So I saw the devastation that this disease can have on a dog, but also on the family and the people that care for them. So really, Jope is also a tribute to Pepsi. So it's a very, very personal journey, and I'm very grateful to be here today with everybody. And I hope we can answer questions, help some people today. So very excited, and thanks again.
Yeah, of course. And thank you, Dr. Christine. And thank you for sharing the story about Pepsi. I know when we kind of first connected, I was like reading more about you guys. And first of all, I just love the name Pepsi. It's a great name. But yeah, I always love I love hearing about like just the personal connection that kind of brings about these sorts of things. So it's very wonderful to have you here, and excited to answer some of the questions that we got with our audience today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in to see some of the questions that we have from our followers.
Did you maybe, if you don't mind, if we have 5 more minutes, maybe one thing we can do to set the stage too is I'm happy to maybe just go over what arthritis is in case people maybe miss that part.
Please.
We use the term a lot, but I think it's important before we answer questions for just everybody to have at least an understanding of what that disease is and what it looks like. So do we have 5 minutes?
Of course. Yes, please take it away.
I just wanted to kind of touch base on what arthritis is. It can maybe be a bit abstract for some people. So arthritis, it's also called osteoarthritis or degenerative joint disease for dogs. So there's joints, which basically are two bones separated by cushion, which is the cartilage, and all that is sealed with liquid. And so that represents just the joint. There's different joints in the bodies, in our body, in dogs too. And there's different types of affection that can lead to arthritis. So there's different reason for the joints of dogs to be damaged. Once the damage is done, this is when arthritis sets in. What arthritis really is the breakdown of the cartilage, which is the cushiony structure that prevents two bones from rubbing against each other when we're walking or when we're moving. One of the big things to know is that arthritis is actually fairly common in dogs. So more than we would expect. There's actually 20% of dogs that are over 1, so that's fairly young, who have arthritis. And then as dogs get older, that the number of dogs that can be impacted by OA is actually increases. So there's about 80% of dogs over 7 that have arthritis. And something that's important too is that it's very hard to diagnose, and there's also no cure. So something that's very important is to really focus on early prevention and really keeping our dogs' joints healthy as early as possible. Start thinking about joint health maybe around 1 year, as soon as your dog is done growing. And it is very important throughout their life to continue taking actions that will help keep the joints healthy over time. So some of the just basic things, and we will probably address them in the questions, but we always recommend as veterinarians and also a dog owner, like a past dog mom, to really focus on 3 different things. So one is exercise, healthy weight management, healthy diet, and then also adaptation of your environment to help keep your dog comfortable. And that's where a big barker, for example, comes into play. With orthopedic dog beds. I love your study. That was one reason with my co-founder, Dr. Jeremy. We were also very drawn to Big Barker. We love that you had a study which showed improvement in the quality of life of dogs, right, who are sleeping on Big Barker beds. And this is one approach too for supplements. It's very important to kind of think about supplements in the context of diet and also exercise, where an active dogs need to solicitate their joints on a regular basis. So you want to care for their joint, and choosing science-backed supplements can really make a difference. And you can start supplements early. So diet, exercise, supplements, nice beds, comfy beds for your dog, and managing a healthy weight are really key to a long, healthy life that can stay active until your dog goes into their golden age.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate, and I'm sure everybody else here will appreciate the overview as well, about just how important it is. I think it's often common, and I'm sure you can attest to this, that people don't typically do anything until you're already seeing the signs and the symptoms. So really, like, that preventative piece of it is so crucial. And that's obviously something that is very true to our mission here at Big Barker as well. So on that note, and yes, you did cover a lot of information there that may or may not be answered in some of these questions, but we'll find out. We'll kind of get right into it then with some of our audience questions here. The first question that we have is from Terry C. I'm trying to find the best support harness to help my poor girl walk. I'm not strong enough to carry her. Any help or advice on how I can make her more comfortable without medications?
So first off, Terry, I'm sorry to hear about your girl, but it sounds like you really care for her. I've been there with Pepsi where he can go up the stairs. So we had to carry him, and that is not easy. He was about 50 pounds, and it's a lot to carry up and down every day. So I completely hear you. I think what you're looking for, a harness, is a great way to help your girl. There's a lot of different options out there. I think it's worth, depending on where you want to buy it, if you decide to buy it online, something you can start by just taking into consideration is, can you have a trial period, and will they exchange it for you? Because when you're choosing a harness, especially if your girl is really having daily trouble getting up and down, you will need to use it frequently. So you want to make sure that she's comfortable and it's also easy for you to use. Where to look if you're looking online? I think one of the great places to go to for resources when it comes to canine arthritis, obviously, is Big Barker. I know you guys have a lot of resources, but we also like with Dr. Jeremy, the Canine Arthritis Management website. They have a lot of great resources. It's veterinarian led, and so that information is scientific, it's reviewed by experts. And they do have a page dedicated to the harness and the different types of collars you can use. Some of my favorite ones, which are on the website, are the Balto body lift, especially in this, especially for Terry, where I think it sounds like she might need some help to be able to lift her girl. And so this one specifically, the Balto body lift, helps really distribute the weight of the dog when lifting. It's a very like long harness. A little bit complicated at first potentially to put on, but once you get used to it, it's easy. The other one that I think would fit also pretty well is the CareLift support harness. That one also allows to have like a shoulder type of a leash, so you can actually use the strength of your shoulder in order to help lift your dog. The other one that I know is very popular, especially in the vet space, is the Help Them Up harness. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, Carissa, but I think it's also a great one.
Mm,
You
yeah.
have like a front, you have a back, and you can really help your dog stand too. So those would be good options. Again, I think the Canine Arthritis Management website would be a good place to start looking. Make sure you can return it or exchange it if you're buying online. And yeah, I think those would be my recommendation, just without getting a lot more information. The other thing, was there something else we needed to address? Yes, the more comfortable without medication. So if you're thinking medication like prescription drugs, one other option could be supplements. Obviously, I am not that objective. I do have a supplement for joints. It uses new ingredients, UC2 collagen, omega-3, and fish oil. So I think that could be a good place to start. The reason I like supplements, and we really formulated ours based on science, is that it is generally safe. They don't have side effects of the pharmaceuticals, and you can start them early. So I think that's a good place to start. If you're not on a supplement yet, you could think about it specifically for joints. And then, healthy weight management, like we said, it sounds like she's 76 pounds. So I think she's probably a good weight for a German Shepherd. So just continue with this. Have maybe some modification of her environment. So make sure there's no like slippery surfaces, that she has a comfy bed, maybe Big Barker or, another orthopedic bed. Just keeping her as comfortable as possible. I know Pepsi enjoyed some gentle massages. And he also liked to swim. So I used to live near the water. So I would take him just to even walk in the water, or swim as well. So there's some exercises you can do. I think it's worth, if you've never done any physical exercise that's more adapted or geared towards arthritic dogs, to check in with a veterinarian or rehab specialist. I did that with Pepsi just because I wanted to make sure every dog is a bit different. And so I think it's important to really just, even if it's like one or two meeting, just to make sure you know what your dog's needs are, where they stand, how you can help them, and do it safely. To make sure you're not going to, inadvertently do a motion that you maybe shouldn't have done before.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps.
I liked your point about every dog being different, because that's so true. And I know that not every recommendation or therapy can be the same for every dog across the board. All right,
Yeah,
and then we'll go to the next one.
especially when they already have some symptoms, of arthritis. It can really just depend on how severe it is. And then sometime having an assessment made by a veterinarian, for example, if they take x-rays, you can also see how far along the disease is. So I think it is always just a good idea, at least to have, I think, one meeting with your vet, and maybe a rehab professional, just to assess the situation and make sure that you will continue helping your dog in a safe manner.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Dr. Christine. The next question we have is from Amy S., who asks, how does a dog's weight impact the risk of developing arthritis?
Okay, so that's a very good question. As we said, weight management is one of the first things you should do to keep your dog's joints healthy. So, how can being overweight impact the risk of arthritis? So, there's really three kind of key reasons for that. One is that if you have more weight, so if your dog is heavier than they should be, that will increase the pressure on the joints, right? Because the joints really have to carry that weight. And so over time, it's just accelerating the potential damages to the joint. Also, when we or dogs are overweight, we have more fat cells, which we call adipocytes, and they are pro-inflammatory. So they produce certain molecules which are called adipokines, and that can fuel inflammation generally. It's not just for joint, but they're, if you're overweight, you're prone to certain other diseases, metabolic diseases. And in the case of joints, that can really just fuel inflammation at the joint level too. And then with being overweight, if your dog already has arthritis, they might have some muscle loss. Their tendons can be also not as strong. And so you're really just putting even more pressure. And how would you say that? You're just kind of, yeah, increasing the pressure, highlighting the weakness, the potential weakness of the joint. So really, if you can trim down, you will remove, that extra pressure. You'll decrease the amount of pro-inflammatory cells that you can have in the body. And so it is much better to be lean. There is something called the body condition score. So it's basically, if you go to your vet, or you can read online, but if you go to see your vet, they will, there's a scale that goes from 1 to 9. And the ideal weight is really 4 to 5. And so one way to do it that's fairly simple is you start petting your dog from the front, and then you slide your fingers kind of like I'm doing right now, where you see they're apart, and you just slide your fingers down your dog's back on the sides. And what you want to be able to do is feel the ribs, almost being able to count them. And if you're able to do that, you're probably in the right range. And if not, it's probably a good idea to speak with your veterinarian to see what you can do, just to try to be in that 4 to 5 body score range.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Christine. The next question here comes from Gary L. My 14-year-old German Shepherd seems to have serious arthritis when he tries to lay down or stand. What can I give him to ease his pain and help him move easily?
Okay. So Gary, first of all, 14-year-old for a German Shepherd, it sounds like you're doing something right. I noticed there's the word, at least in the question, that says seems. So I'm not sure if your fur baby has been diagnosed with arthritis or not. But if you haven't seen a veterinary professional and you feel like he might have some pain due to arthritis, I think the first step would be to have an official diagnosis. I lived through this with Pepsi, and I do think at least knowing and being able to potentially grade the severity too is something that is important in your decision-making process of how can I help my dog. A few things. So what can I give him to ease his pain or move more easily? Again, body weight, trying to keep him lean. Food, healthy food, still keeping him active, maybe helping him get up and also lay down. So the help, the harness we were talking about earlier could be a solution here too. Again, the bed, so comfortable bedding, whether it's Big Barker or just, a nice warm blanket somewhere. Having maybe different areas, like in the different areas where his dog wants to lie down. Making sure that it's comfortable every time, cushiony, no hard surfaces as well. And then, if possible, consult with a veterinarian. Make sure that your dog still remains active. So not stopping, because I know it's very hard. When I saw Pepsi suffering, Sometimes you don't feel like making them get up because you're like, oh, but it's, he's going to be in pain and he looks so comfy maybe on his bed. But it is important to have regular exercise, because if you don't mobilize the joints, then you can have just more stiffness. If you're not on supplements, again, I think a good first step is to use supplements. If you haven't, especially at 14, this is something you can start like today. Obviously, if you're interested in Jope, I think our product is fantastic. Again, I think I alluded to it a bit earlier, but we don't use glucosamine and chondroitin. The reason being, studies show that they're not as effective as we thought. So we selected 3 active ingredients because they have a lot of studies behind them. So UC2 collagen, 9 studies in dogs, all showing benefits, whether dogs are arthritic or healthy too. So even young healthy dogs can benefit from UC2. Omega-3s, which also help. Studies show that they really benefit dogs. And then curcumin, because we like the antioxidant properties. So just if you don't have a supplement yet, Gary, and you're thinking about it, definitely check out Jope. You can also get first time offer discount. But I think that's a good thing to start. If your dog doesn't start showing signs of improvements, usually with Jope, we start seeing results like the dog being more comfortable, being able to maybe get up a bit easier after 3 to 4 weeks. But if that's not enough and the changes to their environment or the harness aren't really helping, I would strongly recommend checking with your veterinarian just to kind of assess the situation. And maybe you will need something to get him a bit more comfortable, at least for a few weeks. So sometimes NSAIDs and other therapeutic commodities, not commodities, but how do you say that, products, can really help improve the quality of life.
So, yeah, and again, shout out again to Gary for his German Shepherd that he's taking such good care of and is always thinking about.
That's, yeah.
Next one. All right, we have Rachel S. She said, I'm considering hydrotherapy for my Rottweiler Max, who has arthritis. What are the benefits of hydrotherapy, and how can I find a facility that offers this service?
Okay. So I think that's a very good thing. So hydrotherapy is basically using water to have physical therapy. So to be active using water. Usually what that involves is having a dog either go to a facility, swim in a pool, walk on an underwater treadmill. If you live by the beach, you can also walk your dog in the water or by a lake. And so what are the benefits of hydrotherapy? One of the benefits is that with water, when we go in the water, we can float, right? So basically the pressure on the joints that we were talking about earlier when we were talking about being overweight. So that pressure that you have just due to the weight of the dog will be diminished because of the power of the water. So the water helps decrease the amount of weight that will be applied on the joints. So dogs can walk more easily and their joints are not as are not as how do you say that? Why am I not finding my word? The joints won't have to work as hard in order for your dog to be active. So it is great in that aspect. If you are looking to find a facility that provides hydrotherapy, you can search on Google. For example, Google Maps. You can type canine rehabilitation center. You can type canine hydrotherapy. I would advise looking for the word canine with hydrotherapy or rehabilitation center. You can also probably use the word aqua therapy would be my guess. And so I would say Google and then looking up reviews to see, I do, I know people don't always love reviews, but I think it allows for people to express their experience. And so I would, look at the reviews, choose somebody in your area who seems to be just satisfying the people who went to see them, and checking with your veterinarian. If you have a veterinarian who you trust and you like, you can always reach out to them. Generally speaking, most veterinarians will have a rehabilitation center that they're affiliated with, so they could refer you to them. So I think that's a great thing to do, certainly something to consider, and very beneficial for joint health, whether your dog has OA or is healthy.
Right. All right, I'm just keeping an eye on the time here, so maybe 2 more questions, and then want to make sure that we have enough time, obviously, for the giveaway winner, and just to go over just some more resources from both of us. So
Sounds
we'll
good.
see. We'll do 2 more questions here. So we have Michael P. He said, I read about the importance of maintaining a healthy weight to prevent arthritis in dogs, which we've touched on a lot today. He asks, how can I create an effective exercise routine for my dog Luna, who tends to be lazy?
Luna. I love that. So I guess Luna likes the couch maybe more than she does the walk. So definitely a great way to think about maintaining a healthy weight is increasing activity levels. That can mean longer walks or also just more frequent exercise. If Luna is not that interested to exercise by herself and doesn't go to play, she can one way to do it is to try to motivate her. So I don't know what motivates Luna, but usually dogs do have something they enjoy. So maybe gets stimulated or starts waking up or be more willing to be active when she sees another dog. Maybe she likes to play with humans. So I think just depending on what Luna likes, just try to identify what motivates her and then use that in any form of exercise that you're trying to do with her. Some dogs are very motivated by food. Obviously, it could be counterintuitive to be like, oh, I'm going to use food to motivate her. But for example, if you walk, if you're walking Luna and you have a treat that she really likes, you could just have that, in your hand or in your pocket and give her like little pieces as the walk is happening. Also, potentially, if she is a dog that maybe is intellectually likes to be intellectually challenged, dogs like to actually have to think about things and be challenged in that way. So maybe playing a game with her where you hide her favorite toy, or you have her do different exercises. So maybe she's curious to go around the corner, so not going in a straight line but just having a bit of diversity in the route you're taking. If she has a favorite friend, bring that friend on a walk. So I would say just try to be creative and think outside the box of what would motivate Luna to leave the couch or her bed and to go out more. So I hope that helps. But
Just find what motivates them.
yes, I would need to know Luna a little bit better to have more precise ideas of what she'd want to do. But just if she doesn't love long walks, short walks often can also be great. So just increasing the frequency and decreasing the duration could be a way to keep her interested.
We'll take one more and then we'll go on to our giveaway winner and some other additional resources. We have Taylor M. She asks, could you share any success stories where supplements have shown to improve a pet's well-being? Which I love this. This is kind of like our last question here. That kind of worked out.
So thank you for the question, Taylor. I know sometimes we can be skeptical. There's so many products out there. So I think just, doing some research, we have a lot of testimonial on our website. Some of them that like really stand out. I mean, there's so many, but we have one dog. His name is Teddy Bear. We actually have like videos of him because he was a dog who is a service dog. Um, he really hurt himself and he took Jope. Initially, he was not really able to be active, walk. And after 3 months on Jope, he was back to a more happy self, much more active. So Teddy Bear is one that we're very, proud of, that really resonates with us. There's a lot of reviews on our website, which just are testimonials from pet parents who share their experience with Jope. One of them more recently, it was, if I remember correctly, her name was Beth, and I think she was just talking about her German Shepherd, who was a girl about 6 years of age. She had tried a lot of different supplements out there, mostly glucosamine, I think. And then when she tried Jope, she said that she really saw a difference. So initially, her girl was not able to get up or walk very comfortably. She was really slowing down, didn't seem to be as excited to go out anymore. And after using Jope for 2.5 months, she said that she started being a little less stiff. And she was much more herself. And after 6 months, I believe, she's back to running around, playing more. And so at 6 years, she's just much more active and where you'd want her to be for a 6-year-old German Shepherd. You know, if your 6-year-old German Shepherd can't be running and having a good time, it is very hard to see. So I think Beth was just somebody who shared that with us. And I remember that there's a lot more now. We have probably about 200 reviews. Some people are even sharing videos with us, which we will share on our feed. It always makes us really happy. We love seeing emails. So there's many success stories. I think go on our website and you'll be able to see more. But thank you, Taylor, for that question.
Awesome. Yes. And we did put the link to the inspiring stories for Jope on the video, so you guys can definitely check those out. Would highly encourage it. I just want to thank Dr. Christine for going through all those questions with us. I know we're sort of running over on our time here, so I appreciate you sticking around. We're going to go ahead and pick our giveaway winner now. So I just wanted to say a quick thank you again to all the participating brands with us. We had so many of you guys. Jope, of course. We had Jolly Pets, Link, Charlie Bear Dog Treats, Barn Dog, and Embark. So thanks for making that giveaway amazing. And our giveaway winner is Kimmy O. So congratulations. You are the winner of, sorry, the bell keeps going on. We're at the factory where we make like the big Barker beds and everything. So if you hear that, that's why. But Kimmy, you've won a big Barker bed of your choice with a waterproof liner, a $150 gift card to Jolly Pets, 6 months of Jope supplements, a Link Smart Dog Tracker, and 1 year of service, 3 wraps, 2 cases of Meaty Bites freeze-dried treats from Charlie Bear, a $150 gift certificate to Barn Dog, and an Embark breed and health test kit. So we'll be reaching out to you after the live today so we can go ahead and send those prizes over to you. And then if you guys want to learn more about canine arthritis, please check out our AAW 2024 page, where you can see all of the incredible story or topics that our vets shared on the canine arthritis topics that we had throughout the week. You can also visit Jope, of course, at petjope.com and look into Jope supplements for your dog and find several resources for canine arthritis resources and management. And if there's anything else that you wanted to kind of add in there, Dr. Christine, I did want to mention too, not only can you find resources on our Arthritis Awareness Week page, but we also upload all the time to our blog as well, every single week for just general dog health and wellness. So on that note, if there's anything else you'd like to add, Dr. Christine, before we wrap things up, feel free.
Yeah, no, just want to thank everybody who joined and who entered the competition. It was quite a prize, so very happy we could participate. So happy to just work with Big Barker. Thank you for having me, Carissa, and organizing this. And again, just my final word of wisdom is start thinking about your dog's joint health today, because tomorrow it could be too late. And my biggest regret is just not starting soon enough with Pepsi. So just please think about it, whether it's Jope supplement, whether it's just thinking about, maintaining a healthy weight, start somewhere and then continue your joint health journey. You will not regret it.
Perfect. That's a great note to end on, Dr. Christine. I appreciate you being here today. And of course, thank you again to all the brands that did help us put together that giveaway. So take care. You guys will be able to see the replay link on the Arthritis Awareness Week page after the live today. So thank you. Bye, Dr. Christine.
Thank you.